Yatha dipo nivatastaha, like a lamp that is in a room without wind. Nengate sopama smrita na ingate. And this lamp is not flickering. Sa upama smrita. So one reflects from the outer world to the inner world in this simile. The room is facilitated by karma yoga. This helps the mind to become clear. The lamp is facilitated by jnana yoga. This helps our intellect to be convinced. And I keep mixing that up. The windlessness is the jnana yoga. The lamp is the dhyana yoga. And the dhyana yoga, this is for the ego to be confident. With clarity, conviction, confidence. Karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga. What is this confidence? The confidence that I am not an equipment, I am not an identifier, that I am content. Aham, I. Brahma, content. Asmi, am. A lamp flickers, but this aham brahmasmi, the brahmakara vritti, is to be solid. Please remember, finite examples are finite. We have to reflect on these and realize that this sense of I am infinite cannot flicker. This has to be solid. Yogino yatta chittasya yoginaha. For the one who is practicing yoga, yatta chittasya, their mind is solid. In what? Yunjato yogamatmanaha, is solid in being united with the self. The implication of this, our entire antakarana, the word chitta is used here, but that's symbolic for our entire inner world. We live in our inner world, not our outer world. Our inner world is made up of the memory. So this starts off with the remembrance that I am more than a body, than my moods. This deepens to the mind from a remembrance to a thought. Yes, I am more. This deepens to the intellect where there's a decision. I am more, and I have to find this.
I have to nurture this. And this deepens to the ego, where there is an identification with this moreness, Brahma, contentment. One's entire antakarana is absorbed in the Atma. That is the completion of contemplation, where one is independently joyous. Did you enjoy verse 19? How beautiful this is. The next time you see a lamp, don't treat it casually. Notice the room, the windlessness, the lamp. Aham Brahmasmi. Today is the first day of spring. What are you supposed to do in spring? Clean up, correct? They have spring cleanups of your yard, of your garage, of your car. We're going to go through a spring cleanup of dhyana of this entire chapter. Here we go. Chapter 6, the theme is dhyana, or to establish, to be what we know, to be what we know. We know lots, but we're not established in that, so to be that. Verses 1 through 9, they are teaching us about preparation for contemplation. Lots about karma yoga should make you feel this, and jnana yoga should deepen this more. Insights like feel awareness in all circumstances, existence with all articles, enjoy with all beings. Verses 10 through 14 are the primary verses on the process of contemplation. Preparation leads to process. You prepare for an exam, then you write the exam. Verse 15 is the perfection. When one completes contemplation, you will feel what is described in verse 15, which is perfection, a perfect joy. Verses 16 and 17 come back to preparation of our lifestyle, what we're inputting, what we're outputting, being in sattva. And now verses 18 to 23 are coming back to perfection. These are verses that are teaching us what the completion of contemplation will be like. Each of these verses is, I am content, I am content, I am content. If you remember in chapter 2, the first, foremost, final sign of one who is wise, who is extraordinary, is that they are content. Offering more spring cleanup for verses 10 through 14 particularly. 5 S's for you. The first S, space. As you are preparing for contemplation and you're shifting to the process, establish a space that is clean, simple, inspiring. Soon I'm going to ask you to take a photograph of this space and email it to me so I can audit it to see how clean it is. Included in the space is time. When you practice dhyana at the same time. Wasn't there that show, that Batman show, the same bat space, the same bat time? Now extend this to dhyana. Next S is seat. We're going from outside in, from space to seat. Your seat should be firm yet comfortable. Firm yet comfortable. For those in our silence retreats, you keep on changing your seat until you find the most firm yet comfortable seat. Yes? So do that. This is important. You will be there for, if you're a regular contemplator, for years. Included in seat is your shrine. Where you contemplate, have an altar. What should be at your altar? For Vivek, only 2 icons. Your personal guide and your personal God. That's all that you need. Your personal guide's feet aligned with your eyes. Your personal God's feet aligned with your eyes. It is through the grace of God and the guidance of one's guru that contemplation is possible. You cannot randomly become a contemplator. You can randomly become a relaxer or a sleeper, but not a contemplator. And that is why at your shrine, what is encouraged is to have a diya that's made with a real flame. See, if you put a battery-operated light, the icon of your guru and your Bhagwan is as if stagnant. But if there's a live flame, it moves, correct? And it's like those icons come to life too. You feel that then, that they're with you. They're the ones who are guiding you in this contemplation back to them. The third S, senses. This particularly relates to the body. The body, like the seat, is to be firm, head, neck, back in a line, yet comfortable. You shouldn't be stiff, you should be relaxed. Firm and comfortable also means that all of the senses are disengaged. That you're disciplined about the senses, but you're not holding them tightly. And related to this is one's breathing should be natural. Please do not force your breathing in contemplation because you'll never get deeper than the breath. Is spring cleanup working for you? It's not overwhelming cleanup right now. Space, seat, senses. Number 4, sentiment. Sentiment. The mind is to be balanced. So much of what has been described is balanced with eating, working, and so on. I talked about compartmentalization. If there was a challenge in the morning or last night, compartmentalize it. Put it away during contemplation. And the intellect should be free. I don't have to prove anything to anyone. I am by myself. I'm not even this body or this history or this future. So the sentiment is one of mind balanced, intellect free. And the 5th S is surrender. What's remaining? All that is remaining is the ego. Everything else you've checked. The ego is to surrender. It can't go anywhere else. So you're going to the spirit, and the spirit is infinite, which means it can absorb all. The ego is to be absorbed into the spirit. Will the spirit change? No. but your sense of I will change. Right now, your I is identifier. The sense of I will be independence then. Are you feeling this? Verse 20. These are the next set of verses. We've completed 10. We continue. Yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya yatra chevatmanatmanam pashyannatmani tushyati. Yatra, where? Uparamate chittam, where one's mind has become quiet. How? Niruddham yoga sevaya. These are beautiful words. One is serving yoga. That naturally means they're practicing yoga. They're giving themselves to yoga. And here this yoga is a surgical yoga, that is dhyana. And what is happening? Niruddham. Niruddham is like the word nirodha from the Yoga Shastra, which means you're becoming more. You're transcending. Shared simply, through understanding. Uparama means understanding. Understanding that you cannot be infinite outside of yourself. Then the mind does not seek to escape. It's like when I tell our children, this is your dinner. You're not going to get any other dinner. See, there's no escape from them. What choice do they have? Eat this dinner. But if there's a but, see, then they'll take that but. But is there going to be watermelon? Are there going to be cookies? See, with this understanding, the mind doesn't escape. It becomes quiet. Shared in one more way. Through understanding, you become disinterested in any sort of external source of joy. You're disinterested in it. That disinterest is the same as disidentification. It is the same. I'm not interested in what my tongue can taste. I'm not interested in whatever imagination my mind can come up with. So I disidentify from them. Yatra. If this, then this. Eva atmana atmanam. The ego and the self. What is their interaction? Pashyan atmani tushyati. The ego sees the self, the spirit, and becomes content. The seeing is a knowing plus seeing, which equals vision. The ego has the vision that it is not independent, so it surrenders to that which is independent. Without that knowing, without that understanding, without that jnana yoga, none of this is possible. We are bhagya. We are fortunate to be exposed at least to contemplation in the right way. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Oh. 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 Be grateful. Relax the body. Enjoy breathing. Chant with the mind. The nature, the fabric of the mind. Samshaya Atmika is that of doubt. Practically, when you have a doubt, you have more thoughts. Thoughts are undirected, unconscious, unproductive. thoughts have to become contemplative. That is thinking. Thinking is directed, conscious, productive. What should I think about? Naturally, obviously, not entities or experiences or equipments, for these are all escapes. These are all strategies to try to find joy. What one should think about is surrender. Chant with the mind. Om Ramaya Namaha. Om Ramaya Namaha. Om Ramaya Namaha. I surrender to joy. For those more oriented to English, chant, I surrender to joy. I surrender to joy. I surrender to joy. Chant with the mind. Shanti. Shanti. Shanti.